Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a crossover scene for Living World of Darkness, Werewolf, and Changeling venue. I need to preface two things before this scene starts. One, spoiler alert. There is a movie that Ren and Bentley have watched. It's called Mumbai Diaries. If you watch that movie, if you have not watched it, there are going to be spoilers in the conversation of the movie. They're discussing it. Two, because they are discussing the contents of that movie, I feel it important to issue a content warning. The subject of their conversation might turn towards things like suicide and other triggering topics. So if these things would bother you, I suggest you either watch with caution or you stop watching. And as always, being the nature of the scene, please, if you are under 18, stop watching. Thank you very much. Bentley and Ren were texting each other, as couples sometimes do in the morning when they don't live together. And he invited her over. They kind of, had a very fun, lighthearted conversation. They realized that Bentley actually does not live very far from her. He lives in the northern end of Morningside Heights, and Columbia University is in Morningside Heights. So he sent Ren his address. She came over. He gave her the small, tiny little grand tour of his little rabbit hole, and they plopped down on the couch with snacks and different things to keep their palates happy, and started watching this movie. The movie itself, in my opinion, but for sake of the scene, is not very long for a new movie. Actually, it's a very Western movie. But it is a very profound movie with a lot of poignant scenes, a lot of symbolism, and at one point, for instance, one of the characters realizes that a woman that he has all but essentially fallen in love with through video media and watching videos of her in the past committed suicide. And two friends, where one was hopeful possibly for love, decided to essentially stay friends. So the movie is very much about life and about love and about death, and it's not your typical romantic first, hey, come over and let's watch a rom-com movie. And after it's finished, Bentley will turn to Ren and smile at her, kind of softly. And he'll say, oh wow, I didn't know we were cutting onions for dinner already. Kind of rub his eyes.
She's been glued to the screen. Hasn't seen a lot of movies, and most of the ones she has seen have been like purely fiction, and this is pretty real, and it's got a lot of content that she is completely unfamiliar with. So she has been like riveted with her brain in overdrive, which is hard for her right now, considering she didn't get sleep last night. She's down one dice for nightmares today too. So she has been pretty fucking intense during the scene where he figures out the fate of his flat, the previous owner of his flat. She was probably visibly trembling, and all of the hints about what were going to happen, she didn't get. She didn't have context for a lot of the shit that was going down. So she's been visibly disturbed by the movie, but also fascinated. And when she turns and finds that he's weeping a little, I think she probably looks a little bit startled and reaches up to just kind of brush a finger under his eye and wipe the tear away.
Smile softly.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's a really profound movie. It didn't really like win any awards or anything. I know it won a lot, but yeah, I get tired of portrayals of love being this saccharine fantasy that always works out perfectly in the end and you meet somebody, and in 3 days they're the love of your life, and you're married, and everything works out. That really bothers me. And this movie showed so many different types of love that sometimes it's a little shocking, you know?
Yes. Interesting.
I think that the subject has become one that we're afraid to talk about, because I think that love has become so possessive, you know? I'm going to do a P&E to see if he's making her uncomfortable by saying the word love so much. He's not thinking about it in the sense of, oh, he loves her, blah, 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 all that stuff. He's actually thinking of the subject of love.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he got it. Just a little.
All the things.
I know exactly how she feels right now. How's she feeling?
She's still thinking through it, so she's still pretty intense and pretty in her head. She's not necessarily super perceptive, but she's processing, and when she processes, she feels it out very much rather than thinking it through, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of sitting and processing all of it at the same time, but at the same time she's she looks like she's removed from it a little bit, mm-hmm. which is important, because the question of love is a tricky one for her.
Him too. Yeah. Most of my life, I felt like I need to make a willpower roll for him. Hold on. Okay. Okay, good. Most of my life, I felt like I was outside of love looking in. The only person who ever really told me that she loved me was Nana. And, you know, she'd tell me, oh, I love you, my angel baby. Or, but after that, I don't know. I just never really, I always felt like it was something that happened for other people, you know? So I think that's why I like that movie so much. It helps me to understand it a little better how, because like I said, our modern characterization of the entire topic of relationships and love and romance and friendship and even brotherhood, like with his brother, you know? It covers the spectrum of the different types of connections between people and humanity so deeply. And I wasn't raised in a situation where I really saw that. All I saw was broken psyches, you know? The people I was surrounded with were broken, and so they didn't think right. Or if they did think right, people didn't believe they did, so it was hard for them to empathize with other people because they were told, oh, you think wrong, you don't think right. And if somebody, for instance, there was this schizophrenic in my unit who was profoundly gifted. He was brilliant. He could do the New York Times crossword in 5 minutes. He could put algorithms and processes and formulae on the wall that made my head spin. And he swore to God that there was smoke coming out of his mouth, that he was possessed by a demon, and that there was this thing in his head, this chip that the government had put in there, that was transferring everything he said back to them, and he could not be told otherwise. I mean, I've seen this guy literally force pump tons of medicine in order to get him stable enough to even see board. You know, I'm pretty sure he's still in the hospital. I can't see how somebody like that could function outside of normal society. And you just overlook him, you throw him in a room and just be like, oh, that guy's crazy, you know? But he was so brilliant. I mean, if he had direction and somebody that cared about him and would foster him and take care of him, this guy might be able to design the propulsion to get us to Mars. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him.
Hmm.
But I think societally we've become so, I think we've turned inward so badly that we've missed all of the little trivial things that draw us together, you know?
I guess so. But we're not human.
Well, I mean, like, we're all connected, you know? I mean, like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, you know, we're all connected to each other, you know? Do you know that quote?
No.
I have to look that up out again. Give me 1 second. Um, um, pause. He says, it's from Cosmos, I think, actually, or from Carl Sagan. He says, no, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says, we're all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe anatomically. There's more to that. If you want to hear it, I can tell you.
No, I think I understand. But our societies are different than human societies, right?
I know. Well, are they? Really? Or have we decided that they are? Just like people have decided that the schizophrenic probably isn't worth a damn. I mean, are we really that different? Yeah, we have different abilities and different purposes and designs, but at the end of the day, what is it that makes us different? Does it make us better? Does it make us worse? I mean, I know that's getting into some real Brotherhood of Mutant shit there, but like, and I'm leaving it up to ambivalence. I'm not saying yes, we're better, yes, we're not, yes, as a society, we're different, yes, we're not. When was the last time you saw somebody go to a perfumer? Honestly.
Go
And
to a what?
in the movie at one point, if you watch,
Uh-huh.
when Shai was taking the pictures, she was taking pictures at a perfumer.
No, I've never seen someone go to a perfumer. But
I mean,
I didn't grow up with many humans.
you haven't really told me much about how you grew up. And I don't want to press.
She sits back and kind of tucks herself into the corner of the couch and considers the question. Because that's kind of getting pretty deep into Garu stuff.
Mm-hmm. Is this one of those we have to accept that we can't talk about it subject? Because if it is, it's okay.
I don't know how much is appropriate to tell you. But I can tell you that I was a monster as a child, that I was born a monster. And I was dangerous until I was basically 18.
He looks torn and as though that left him with a lot of questions and ideas and things that he wants to say, but might not even feel are necessarily either correct to say, can be answered, brought up, and it seems like he's basically processing it.
What's the floor made out of? This sounds random, but what's the floor made out of? Is it concrete?
It's not. It's wood. Yes.
Okay. She looks down and she's like, I can show you if you want.
All right.
She looks up and checks how high the ceilings are, whether she's going to fit in here.
These are New York apartments, so they're probably high. New York ceilings tend to be very high. In these old Morningside Heights buildings, yeah, they're like 12 feet high.
So she stands up and dusts herself off and moves across the room. And then she stops and glances back at him. Is it going to bother you if I take my clothes off? They'll rip.
He'll blink.
I can change in the bathroom.
No,
if you
he'll
want.
say, no, it's okay. He says it like plainly, not like with any intention.
So she just turns her back to him and strips out of her clothes, and then she goes into Krynos.
Okay, let's roll our willpower now. I don't think he's ever seen that, actually. I'll spend a willpower point if he doesn't do well.
Oh, shit!
No, he failed, but I'll spend a willpower. It just means I'm down willpower for this. He kind of, at first, he startles, and, like, she hears him, like, and he'll kind of take a deep breath and close his eyes.
She talks before he can say anything, and her voice comes out as a growl. She hasn't turned back to look at him. And she says, "Don't tell me it's pretty." Except in a growl. I don't know if I can growl. "Don't tell me it's pretty." And don't tell me you like it.
He'll kind of
If you don't run away screaming, I'll count it a win.
come on.
And so she can't see him nod, but she accepts the silence, and then she turns around.
He'll look at her face, because that is a little disconcerting. And
Yeah.
he'll process it, and I'm gonna respect it. It's fucking disconcerting. I'm not gonna like, no, yeah, it's fine. That's gonna take a second. Not gonna lie.
She's pretty used to that, so she just sits, and she sits down literally and kind of crosses her legs and just waits and gives him all the time he needs.
Is that the way that your family's form is typically formed?
No.
Okay. There are ways to appreciate something and not view it negatively, but not put societal standards of beauty or it being okay. I accept that that's what you are, and that's what you look like. It's a little... He's shaking, by the way, because he's a fucking rabbit at the end of the day. He is shaking a little bit, and he's kind of processing it. You're very compelling, and I respect your strength and the savagery in your form. And I understand that now, seeing you like that if you were to lose control, I might not have a hair's breadth chance to make it out alive. She gets the feeling, by the way, that when you said hair's breadth, it was the like a rabbit and not like a hair. Like he's talking about a hair's breath. Just something about it conveys that. But that being said, he'll kind of stop shaking just a little bit. And he'll actually bring his eyes to her. He's kind of been looking everywhere else. Trying to kind of just really kind of get it in. I may have been the star of the show for a little bit, by the way. But he'll kind of breathe and really allow his eyes to kind of go over her form, go over her fur, her face. Really just kind of look at her, and he'll say, may I touch you?
If you want.
Kind of come over, stand up and come over. He's still pretty tall, by the way. I mean, for a human, he's like 6'3" ish. So, he'll kind of sit down in front of her.
She's
and,
8 feet 8 inches in Krynos.
Yeah, and Hamid, he's 6'3", and Buddy, he's like a foot, if even. So he'll kind of come over and reach a hand out. He's reaching slowly to overcome his own natural urges. And he'll kind of very gently, and she'll notice he's not stroking her like an animal. He's still touching her like his girlfriend. Like his fingertips kind of brush very gently over the fur on her shoulder, kind of like down her bicep. His eyes kind of following the lines of like, the muscles on her back, her arms. He'll kind of look up at like her head. He'll go down to her hands and kind of like slip his hand into like her paw and kind of splay his fingers out against hers.
She twitches when he does that. She's very sensitive about her hands. But she lets him do it. She keeps her hands curled when she's just sitting there. She keeps her hands curled in so that the claws are not pointed at anything. So when he reaches for her hand, she opens it and splays it. But there's definite tension in the muscles of her hand and her wrist.
Oh, there is on his too. Everything in him right now is, she gonna eat me. But he's controlling it. He'll don't do that. He'll sorry, my rabbit was doing something. He's going to very, very, very carefully do something, and if she at any point shows a sign of stop, like this guy's on the other side of the room, buy a Quicksilver if I must. He's going to if you want to roll P&E for her, you even can, obviously. He's going to curl up in her lap.
I think that she's probably actually not going to let that happen. If he moves towards her, I'm going to roll perception alertness to see him coming, like moving towards her.
And I'm going to roll P&E so that he can stop before she. Oh, fucking yeah! Like this will not be a problem.
So when he starts to move like he's going to move into her lap, she just lifts up an arm and is like, with kind of a stop gesture with her hand. She's like, no.
Come on.
You don't have to be okay with it. You just have to know that this is part of it.
But I have a problem.
You have a problem?
He'll kind of shrink down. I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I can't not. He'll kind of chew his lip. I'm okay with you. Like, I care about you, and this is a part of you. So how can I not be okay with it? I don't understand. It's just who you are. And I think you're wonderful. So maybe what happened to make you like this isn't okay. Or maybe, obviously it's something I don't understand, but you're you. And whatever comes along with that, that's okay.
She starts to shift slowly back into Hamid. She takes her time, and once she hits Glabro, she reaches for her shirt and pulls it on.
I'll smile. He didn't look away, but he didn't do you know what I'm saying? He didn't get an eyeful. Sure. He just accepted the fact she was nude in front of him for a second.
She
I'm-
starts
I'm
pulling her clothes back on. And she's like, I'm not okay with it. My people aren't okay with it. It's not an okay thing.
Okay. So how do I not be okay with it if that's what you need me to be? Do you want me to say
She kind of stops and eyeballs him and blinks. Now it's starting to hurt her head. I mean, I don't want you to be afraid. I guess I don't mean that I want you to not be okay with it. I don't
look,
think.
look, this is one of those things we're gonna have to put in the vault, okay? Right now, we're doing this, okay? We're making a vault, okay? And in that vault, I'm being serious, okay? And whenever something like this happens, I want you to tell me this is going in the vault, okay? And what the vault is where we're gonna put all of those things where we're just not going to be able to understand. Yeah, it's just not something that we're equipped with or capable of, or we're just going to have to accept and move on so we don't tear ourselves apart. Okay, because there's going to be things that are going to happen with me where I'm not going to be able to understand or I'll kind of stop and blink for a second. I need you to do something for me in a minute. Okay?
Okay.
But vault. Okay? We're
Got
going to
it.
make a vault. And right now, this is going in the vault.
Okay.
Okay? And he is like, she's actually probably never seen him this serious before. He's like, okay, can we do that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now I need you to do something for me, and I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can, but this might also go in the vault too. Okay?
Okay.
He's gonna pull out his phone. Okay? And he's going to set it to record. Like he's gonna sit next to her, and he's like, do you mind if I record you for a second? Like just a second, like just enough to say hi.
Yeah, no, that's fine, sure.
Okay. Sometimes we suffer from amnesia and don't remember who we are. Okay? I'm
For
going
long periods of time or just briefly?
briefly, but sometimes it can be long. It can be a few days or weeks.
Does
And
it
we'll
come back?
forget sometimes. Yeah, unless we die. Um,
Oh,
but sometimes we can forget people we've met or things that we've done while we're fed. I don't want to forget you if that happens to me. And it should only be a few days if it does.
okay.
So I'm gonna make a video and then I'm gonna email it to you. And if that should happen to me, if I don't remember who you are, if you come up to me and I don't remember who you are, or anything like that, I want you to show me the video. Okay?
Okay.
So he'll stop and he'll kind of sit down and pull out his phone. And he'll kind of turn it on and hit the button. Like he'll make it to where they look okay. He'll kind of sit with her like next to her. And he'll say, he'll kind of think about it and he'll hit play. And he'll say, he'll kind of look at himself and like the camera. And he'll say, "Why, you are a handsome devil, aren't you?" No, I'm just kidding. And he'll kind of like stop it and restart it. He'll stop it and restart it. He's like, I just had to get out. I had to get out. He'll kind of kiss her cheek, like playfully. He'll say, okay. And he'll turn it back on. And he'll smile at himself. And he'll say, hi, I promise this is you. Me. This is us.
She laughs.
So
This is great.
So, I know that things are probably very confusing for you right now, and you're probably going through a hard time. But, and he'll kind of turn the camera towards her a little bit, kind of like nuzzling closer to her. He'll say, this is probably your girlfriend. I know, how? Right? But she is. You gotta trust me here. And if she shows us, you, whatever, me, this video, it means you have forgotten who you are. You're suffering amnesia. Kind of like deferred states. But everything is okay. She's not going to let anything happen to you. Your friends, Julian, we'll kind of think about it for a second. Xander, Kagoma, they're not going to let anything happen to you. Heck, probably, honestly, Book probably wouldn't even let anything happen to you. So, if you don't remember who you are, just be careful. Wait. Trust this woman right here. I'm going to turn the camera at her. Say hi, honey.
She gives the camera kind of a crooked grin.
Oh, isn't she?
Which is exactly the face she's going to be giving amnesiac Bentley. So
yeah, I'll say so. If by chance you've forgotten who you are, everything is fine. Go get a coffee or some retarded crap. We'll be back in a couple days. And trust those that are around you. Okay? May the force be with you or something. I don't know. I don't know how to end these things. And I'll end it. And then he'll get her email address and send it to her.
I hope you believe you when you see the video.
I hope I believe me too. But so yeah, I just realized something out of game. And my bunny just realized it in game. And he's trying to avoid it. Your character's not wearing pants. Yeah, those aren't on yet. He'll kind of pull her pants over to her and kind of like,
oh, sorry.
no, it's my God, it's fine. There's a point where either we need to take off things and snuggle some more and all that, or you need to put things back on. And I don't think you're in the taking these off and snuggling stage yet, understandably. I mean, it's up to you.
Right. Yes. Sorry. For the pants.
What are you sorry for? It's fine. Word up to me, I'd run around this house nude all day. You're just here, and that's kind of rude.
It occurs to me that it's probably not polite to come over and take my pants off the first time that I meet your house.
Yeah, but here we are. He'll actually think about it for a second, and he'll tug his shirt off.
She reaches back and kind of rubs the back of her head, like, oh. Anyway, the reason that I showed you that mess was that was me until I was basically 18.
That is...
We have laws against letting humans know about us. And there is no way that anybody could see me and not know about us. So I stayed home.
You too? He looks at her like that shouldn't have made him so happy. But it did.
She kind of laughed. Yes, I understand. Though I had books, and my home was a national park. I could go out after dark if I was careful. I could run away. I could run around within the boundaries of a safe place, so I wasn't locked in a room. But I was dangerous to the people around me. I could hurt them without meaning to, and I was very, very angry.
I have magic.
Huh?
I can do magic.
She studies him because now she's curious. What kind of magic?
I know the very earliest workings of divination. And I did, my mistress was a divinations mistress. And she did it around me so much I eventually learned just how to do it. The other one is I know how to, hold on a second. Let me ask how arts are rolled in this game because he can just do it. The other one is that I know how to affect movement of myself and others. I can, not like manipulating them, that's an entirely different magic. I know how to, for instance, leap very large distances, or I can run very fast. That's kind of all I really know how to do right now. Soon I'll be able to fly. I'm kind of smile.
Really?
I wanted to. You could actually walk through doors before that, but
That I'm a little jealous of.
I can do it to you. You could fly too if you wanted.
What if people saw?
We'd go out into the middle of the national forest at night.
That sounds amazing.
I feel like Peter Pan right now, I'm not gonna lie. He can't be that.
Huh. Well, that's a prettier way to be weird than mine.
Yeah, but you know what? You're my kind of weird.
That's good, and it can be very useful if anybody's ever giving you a hard time.
Like that other wolf. His eyes go huge.
Yes,
Look,
especially that other wolf.
he didn't even do anything to me, and I don't like him because he's breathing my air. My air exists in the city, and he's breathing it. Only enough room for one puka in this town. Playing with
Well,
a Swedish.
he was submissive, so
He'll take a deep breath.
as long as he continues to behave himself, he's I don't know about under my protection, but I would hate to see something happen to him.
It sounded like so much of a threat.
No, no, no.
Threatening me now? Oh my god. Are you
Threatening
threatening
you?
No, I'm kidding. I'll like lean
I'm not
over and
threatening either of you unless he doesn't behave, and then I would have an opinion.
that sounds so final. Got an opinion.
I'm sorry.
This is no pants here has an opinion. Lord.
Don't call me Mrs. No Pants in front of Book, okay?
I'm not calling you Mrs. No Pants in front of Book. I'm calling you nothing in front of Book, okay? I'll call you Ren. That's it. You'll be highly respectful so he doesn't eat me dead.
He won't eat you dead. I would have an opinion about that too.
I'm fairly certain you'd have a very strong opinion about that, yes. So I have a question.
Okay.
He turned scarlet.
Her brows raise.
If I took your shirt off and
Oh, now she's scarlet too.
took my pants off, would you consider that me coming on to you?
Yes.
Just checking. We'll smile.
As opposed to the totally platonic stripping each other.
Can you do that? Can you platonically strip someone?
I don't think you can.
I don't think
Yes, obviously you can if you were
Well,
injured.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not.
I'm just trying to figure out because I mean you did just get naked in front of me. I don't mind being naked. It's fine. But I don't want to make it awkward, and I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to sleep with you.
I get it.
I really am. I've never done this before. I mean, I've done things, but I've never like been my own volition. You know, like 'cause I wanted to do things.
Yeah.
First time ever being in a relationship with somebody where I myself initiated it and things like that. And I don't know what's too fast, and I don't know what's too slow, and I don't know what's acceptable and what's not. And so I'm trying to figure it out.
If it helps, I've never done it before either. And I didn't expect to ever do it.
We don't
I mean,
have to ever, to be honest.
be in a relationship.
Oh, Lord. Okay, we turn 50 Shades of Red right now. Yeah, he'll kind of like facepalm in the highest degree. Like both double facepalm, like Jesus
Oh,
facepalm.
Bentley, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had no idea what you were getting into.
I walked right into that, didn't I? Oh, walked right into it too. I'll
I'm
smile at her.
sorry. I know it's
No.
awkward.
I'm blushing out of game. Look. he'll say, but look, it's awkward, but it's that nice kind of awkward, you know?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean?
I have no experience with this.
See, what I'm trying to figure out right now, okay, is if so you said, yeah, it is coming on to you at that point, okay? What I'm trying to figure out is if that's bad or good. And I don't know.
I don't either. I don't think it's bad.
I'll kind of reach out. I have to roll his willpower actually because he really isn't. He's curious, but he's not eager. He's really not actually trying to like. He ain't being a suave double talker here. He'll reach out and he'll kind of touch her shirt very gently and very curiously kind of start to pull it up a little bit. Like very slowly and very innocently, not like a lust monster here.
I'm gonna P&E. Is he looking for her reaction, or is he?
It's more that he's existing in the moment. He is looking for her reaction to see if she's consenting.
Okay.
And it's so fucking clear that she's not consenting. It stops right there. But she can also tell that he is actually curious. This is very new for him. This is a very new experience. He doesn't have experience in it, and he's just kind of exploring a little bit and seeing where things are. And it's coming across as less lustful and more just wanting to learn her and wanting to develop a more real but proper intimacy. Do you know what I mean?
She is not even sure. She just kind of watches him.
Here's a question. Do you think this might be one of those places where on his end a social role might be a good idea? And it's not even like a seduction role. It's more of a just admittedly appearances can actually play into this and like charisma.
No, sure, that's actually a really good point. Yep.
Okay. I can roll my fucking 5 appearance. With my what would that be? I guess expression. Let me look at a sheet. Hold on. Let me pull a sheet up. No, just take forever sheet. That's fine. I don't know his sheet off the top of. Oh wow. I don't know his sheet off the top of my head. So. Oh, I just realized what happened to one of my characters. My character got taken as an NPC. Nice. Very, very nice. I guess maybe either persuasion or I don't want to say subterfuge, but that's kind of what subterfuge deals with, or empathy, I guess, maybe appearance empathy.
Sure, pick one.
Because he's not trying to persuade her, so that's why I don't think that that's a good one. So
You
5.
do have persuasion, huh?
I do, but I don't think that that's what he's doing. He's not trying to persuade her. It's more of an empathy thing. He's trying to, yeah. So I cannot botch this, so I will not spend a willpower. Bank. Hold on. God. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna leave with 1 success.
Okie doke. She looks fine with it.
Okay.
And
oh, are you there?
I think she'd be fine with it. I'm trying to decide whether I have to roll rage because this is an awkward, slightly passionate situation.
No, that's fine.
I'm not gonna bother. She can't even frenzy with one.
She really can't.
No, she really can't. With 1 dice down, we're set.
So yeah, he'll. I think that actually is a good time to fade to black. So this very interesting little pair. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we will talk to you later, some other time. Blah blah blah, whatever.